Yes, people. What's going on? It's Egal Talks Football, and this is a quick little transfer update video. We're going to be talking about Arsenal potentially signing one of the best young strikers currently in France, in addition to Mason Mount agreeing a contract to join Manchester United. Declan Rice updates, Cancelo transfer twist, and of course, Arsenal are not letting go of any of their players. We are going to hold on to Martin Odegaard. We're going to hold on to Saliba. They're going to reject PSG. Let's get into it. Fabrizio Romano, take it away.
Here we go.
Yes, people. What's going on? So, first things first, if you guys don't already know, Manchester United have agreed a deal with Mason Mount, and Arsenal were after Mason Mount, but it does seem like he is now headed to Manchester United. I'm just going to show you guys that first. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not one of these people who are, oh, I'm against Mason Mount joining Arsenal. I was never one of those people. I was originally, but then I got myself around to the actually looking at Mason Mount and saying, you know what, if he comes in as a squad player, he would be a good player. But then when I seen the transfer fee, I was like, that's too much money. But yeah, Manchester United reportedly he was leaning towards joining Manchester United, and reportedly yesterday there has been a breakthrough. So they've agreed the contracts, they've agreed the deals. He's going to become a Manchester United player pretty much after talks stalled with Chelsea. I can show you guys more information because it does look like he's going to more or less likely join Manchester United. Mason Mount to Man United has been agreed, and the contract and everything is going to probably cost a lot. It's going to cost a lot of money. Manchester United's intentions were to be spending around 50 to 45 million on Mason Mount. Let me just show you guys this. So Arsenal are not going to be getting Mason Mount. He's going to be headed to Manchester United. And you know what? I think it's a good deal for Man United personally. A lot of people don't rate Mason Mount, but I do think it's a good deal for them, as he expected to approach. He's going to be done, and Chelsea fans are going to be upset that Mason Mount's leaving, but it is what it is. That's not enough money for them, though. They still need to sell way more players. Chelsea do, and if you guys go, you can see that there's all sorts of stuff. But yeah, let me just find where is it? Yeah, so here they said it 24 hours ago that personal terms have been agreed, and he's now expected to be signing for Manchester United very, very soon. So that is the situation with the Mason Mount stuff. This is going to be a quick little video where I break down everything. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Stay locked on Egal Talks Football. As you guys already know, make sure you do hit that goddamn like button. What's going on? So Arsenal are not signing Mason Mount. No, bro. ITK, who's signing a better level raiser as promised? We're gonna have to start signing some of these level raisers. I fully agree with you, my guy. I don't want to settle for less than what we expect as a club. We should be going for the top level. We should not be settling for anything less than the top. First story of the day. I'm just gonna go in order, okay? So first story is Balogun. So Arsenal are intending to sell Balogun, and AC Milan and Napoli are currently looking at Balogun as an option. This is a deal that would be worth around 30 million pounds. As Balogun, I would sell Balogun. I would get rid of him. I'm okay with Arsenal selling Balogun. I think it would be a good deal for us. But of course, right now we are linked to him, and we could use him as a make way in the Declan Rice deal if that is a possibility. Now, are we going to sell Balogun? I personally do think we will sell Balogun. But what makes sense would be if we get a decent offer. Now, Napoli, if they were to lose Osimhen, are considering Balogun as an ideal replacement for Osimhen. If Napoli and these guys are identifying him as a potential replacement for Osimhen, that is crazy to me, because he's not at that level yet, in my opinion. He's nowhere near that level yet. I think Balogun's a great player, but to be replacing Napoli's talisman, the best player in the Serie A last season, I don't think he's that kind of player yet. That is high praise. Now that's just, to see those kind of articles means that Osimhen might be leaving. So if Osimhen's leaving, I want him. I personally would get him. I personally would say, yo, let's go try to get Osimhen. If Balogun, try to get if we're gonna get a striker, try to go get some of the best strikers in world football. But we're not linked to Osimhen. Osimhen's linked to Chelsea, and yeah, that is the situation. But don't forget to hit the goddamn like button, guys. We are currently on, what is it, 10 likes. We got a bunch of you guys in here. Make sure you do continue to check out the content, and of course subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. But let's just go to the next topic quickly, as I'm going to be skimming through these quickly. Now, a little update on Declan Rice, on what's going on with Declan Rice. As Fabrizio Romano has mentioned, that Arsenal are set to make their first bid right after the final of the Conference League. So that is on the 7th of May. After the final of the Conference League, Arsenal will be making their first bid for Declan Rice, and is rumored to be around £100 million. Now, people talking about Granit Xhaka leaving, we know that, but that's been placed on hold for now. We're going to get more information on that in the future. Now, with that being said, Arsenal will not entertain any offers for our talisman, Martin Odegaard. If you've seen yesterday, Martin Odegaard was linked to PSG. The links to PSG yesterday from Martin Odegaard were false. Arsenal have no intentions of selling Martin Odegaard, nor does Martin Odegaard have the intentions of leaving at this moment in time. These are the kind of things you hear whenever a player is about to get a new contract. It's just things that agents do to make sure their player gets the right contract that they want. They start throwing out interest from other clubs. So I'm not too concerned. I think this is something that we should be looking at as a possibility, that he's going to be getting his contract even sooner. Of course, Martin Odegaard is happy with his relationship currently at Arsenal, met with Mikel Arteta, and the 24-year-old has basically captained the side to one of our best seasons in a long time. So I don't think he's going anywhere, guys, and we don't really have anything to worry about at this moment in time with Martin Odegaard. So that is a quick little update with that. Next thing that I wanted to talk about, what was it? Let me just get it up on the screen for you guys. By the way, if you guys don't know, Kelechi from AFTV ran into Bukayo Saka in Lagos, Nigeria. So that was interesting. Well, of course, Bukayo Saka is currently on vacation, and he went back home. He went back to his motherland in Nigeria. So that was a pretty cool thing to see. I'll just show you guys some pictures from that. And also, he was chilling also with Mohamed Kudus over there. So maybe Arsenal could end up signing Kudus on a deal. You never know. But this is not really transfer news, but I just found this to be a funny story. So I was just gonna throw it in the video at some point. But yeah, let's go to the next thing before we go too far. Now, there is conversations with Thomas Tuchel and Bayern and all these other things about Declan Rice, but we're not too concerned. Thomas Tuchel can have all the conversations with Declan Rice and everything else. Arsenal are confident that they're still going to secure Declan Rice's signature, even with the fact that everyone else is doing. Declan Rice does not want to relocate. He does not want to leave his home in London, and Arsenal would give him the best opportunity to do that. Also, of course, if he stayed in London, he could join Chelsea or something else, but he doesn't have the intentions to join Chelsea at this moment in time, and nor do Chelsea have the intentions to sign Declan Rice anymore. The favorites to sign Declan Rice are Arsenal, and we are in the driving seat for that at this moment in time. Now let me just go through these stories because there's so much to talk about, guys. Reportedly we could be looking at selling. We could be honestly looking at getting rid of thing already. Marquinhos. We signed Marquinhos last year. He's not looking up to scratch right now. He's been we've had some questions about him, and Marquinhos didn't do well in the championship last year. So it does look like Arsenal could end up selling Marquinhos. Then he didn't do so well in Nottingham Forest on loan. A lot of people were heavy critics of him, and rumors are coming out that some Turkish clubs are honestly interested in buying him at this moment in time. So yeah, that is what's going on with Marquinhos. Personally, I'm not too fussed about Marquinhos. I don't think he changes our floor or I don't think he has a high ceiling for us to be freaking out about losing him either. So I'm not too concerned about that one personally. Now let's just get into some of these other conversations. Now we have to monitor some of the situations ongoing in other clubs, because some of these things that are happening at other clubs could change what's happening at Arsenal. For example, Kovacic has been linked to Manchester City yesterday. With Kovacic linked to Manchester City, could this be a potential replacement or a person who replaces Ilkay Gundogan? So imagine Ilkay Gundogan leaves, Kovacic comes in. Where will Ilkay Gundogan go? He could end up at Arsenal. So that's a situation we need to monitor. As currently United are increasingly likely to be signing Mason Mount, and of course now Arsenal, Liverpool, and Bayern are monitoring the situation with Kovacic, as Man City are currently the favorites to sign Kovacic, and that could be a situation that helps out Arsenal. Now, this is the thing that we were talking about earlier. This is the striker that Arsenal is linked to for 30 to 35 million pounds. The Montpellier striker has been linked to Arsenal. Now, if you guys don't know who this guy is, I'm gonna show you guys a little bit about him right now. This guy is a young up-and-coming striker. He's extremely clinical. Just to show you guys his how clinical he is. Like he was supposed to get around 13 goals this season based on XG. The guy ended up overachieving his XG by a total of almost 3.5 goals. And he's done that every single year, showing that he's extremely clinical in the final third. And he's also been touted to being one of the best young upcoming strikers in France. Now, just to give you guys a little bit of profile of the player and what he is, let me just show you guys this, a little bit about the guy. So he is 20 years old. He's quite tall. He's 1.84 meters. He can play on the left wing. He can play on the right wing. He can play as a striker. He's extremely young, and he's been touted as one of the best upcoming players in France. His strengths are that he's a good passer. His finishing is immaculate. His positioning is on point. His acceleration is there. The weaknesses that they say he has is he gets caught offside quite often because he's so fast. Sometimes he gets ahead of himself, and he needs to improve on that. As the season goes on, I'll continue to find out more information on this guy in the summer transfer window. But he does look like he's a clinical player. And if you guys don't know, we are currently linked to him as the front runners to sign him at this moment in time. 1 second. We're currently linked as the front runners to sign him, as he recently won an award, and this is coming from the Footy. I've never heard of this. Have you guys ever heard of these guys? They're the ones that are reportedly saying we're linking us to him, and yeah, the 20. They're saying he could go for around 30 to 35 million euros, which is around 26 to 30 million pounds. And of course, that would mean Balogun and Eddie Nketiah would most likely have to go in the other away in the summer, so they would end up leaving. But we potentially be selling Balogun to be signing somebody else who hasn't scored as many goals, but is much more clinical of a finisher than all these guys. Now, you guys keep talking about Balogun is better. I'm seeing a lot of people saying Balogun's better. Why are we signing this guy? Why are we signing this guy? This guy's really good, guys. As a young player, he's clinical. I know the French league is not the most exciting league, and we've seen what Lacazette's doing over there and what everyone else is doing over there. But for a 20-year-old to get 17 goals and 6 assists in 32 appearances, over there in France, it's quite impressive. I know what Balogun's doing over there is also quite impressive. So we more or less likely would be selling Balogun to buy this kid. I do think it's exciting. I do think he's exciting, and the range in his finishing also. You see him scoring tap-ins. You see him scoring from distance. You see him dummying people and dribbling past people to get into the final third and make differences. You see him on the wing, shifting around, getting people, and the versatility that he has would also offer us so much. And if you guys don't know who I'm talking about this kid right here. Let me show you guys who I'm talking about. Leave the kids where they belong. Balogun ripped up that league. The thing is, we keep talking about Balogun, but look at this. Let me show you this. Balogun, in comparison to him, you can say Balogun is doing amazing over there. How many goals does Balogun have? 1 second. Let me just check. So Balogun, he scored a lot of goals over there. Don't get me wrong. He scored 20 goals for Reims, right? he scored 20 goals for Rams, but he left a lot on the table also. He left around like 4 goals on the table with his XG. If you look at this, so Balogun, he left about 4.5 goals on the table, where the other guy, he's playing in a much worse team, and he still scored around what 7. He still scored bare goals. Let me just get this. Okay, so here is League. Here's the Ligue 1, right? So these are the top goal scorers for Ligue 1. As you can see here, Balogun scored 20 goals and got 2 assists, right? As you can see here, this guy got 17 goals and 5 assists. First things first, he has more. Yes, Balogun has more GA with 23 GA, right? But to his 22. But you also have to look at this expected goals. Expected goals was 13, where my man's expected goals is what? Balogun's expected goals is 24. And also, Balogun wants to leave the club, where this guy, if he came to Arsenal, he'd be willing to be playing as a backup or as a third option. Or even somebody who would be in and out and playing in many different positions, where Balogun somewhat seems entitled and he wants to leave Arsenal at this moment in time. So if it's a situation where Arsenal are going to sell Balogun and they're going to bring in a quality young player to replace him, I'm all for that. And I understand why Arsenal should do stuff like that to make sure we safeguard and secure our future as a football club. And so we've already spoken about Martin Odegaard rejecting PSG. We spoke about some of those things. Let's talk about the other wonder kid now. Let's talk about the other wonder kid, because we're linked to wonder kids left, right, center. Left, right, center, we're linked to wonder kids. So let's talk about it. You guys already know who this guy is. We've been linked to him before. So let's get into this video here. Where is it? This is the next video. So this is who we're linked to. He's a 17-year-old wonder kid from Fenerbahce. He is compared to the likes of these guys. I'm not too familiar with some of these players who he's compared to. He is a tricky young player who can play in many different positions and could offer us a lot going forward. But he won't be someone who, I don't think he would be ready right away. I don't know if he's somebody who's going to make an impact right away at Arsenal, or if he's somebody who we're going to have some time to embed. He's 18 years old. Don't forget that. He hasn't played a lot of first team football, as he's only been at Fenerbahce since last year. He mostly plays as an attacking midfielder, or he sometimes deputizes as a right winger. So that is something we can look at. His valuation would not be that expensive either. He would be quite cheap. But yeah, this is what we're looking at. What about the Pina guy? I don't know, man. Sometimes we get linked to players and nothing really comes from those links. Sometimes it's just paper talk or media talk. He needs to improve his strength, as he's quite weak. But at this moment in time, Arsenal and Newcastle are leading the race for the Fenerbahce wonder kid, and both clubs have made contact with his clubs. We've spoken to this guy numerous times in the past also. Of course, they talk about him as the next Ozo or the next wonder kid who comes from that part of the world. We're going to have to wait and see what takes place with that, if it goes any further or if it doesn't, because you never know with these things. They can one day it could be something, next day it could be nothing. You just need to take your time with these kind of rumors. Don't get too excited, don't get too down about it, and just keep an eye on it, because it is something that we're going to have to monitor for the upcoming weeks to see if anything escalates from there. Now, there are some other rumors that we need to get into also, so we're going to go swiftly past this. But I'm gonna do a more in-depth video on some of these players once we have more information on the transfers, and if there even is any potential of those transfers happening. We're gonna let you know. Now, Xavi wanted Joao Cancelo in January, right? And we're now linked to Joao Cancelo, right? Arsenal's linked to Joao Cancelo quite heavily, but rumor has it that Joao Cancelo, that it could be a situation where Xavi is looking at Joao Cancelo and he's saying to himself, he wanted him in January, he could go back in for him again. As reportedly, Xavi has been interested in back in January, and that Barcelona might be willing to buy him in the summer transfer window as a permanent deal. this would be ideal for Manchester City. They don't want to sell to Arsenal, and if they could find a way where Joao Cancelo at Barca could happen, then they will take that in a heartbeat. And right now, that is what is the obstacle for Arsenal. Barcelona could be the obstacle that takes Cancelo away from us. And if Manchester City have a choice to sell to either Barcelona or Arsenal, they're going to want to sell abroad. They don't want to strengthen any rivals. They don't want to strengthen anybody in the Premier League. This is a transfer twist that I didn't expect, because I thought we were the only person and we were leading the race for Joao Cancelo. It does look like we now have another horse in the race potentially that could take Joao Cancelo away from us. I'm not too concerned, really and truly. Even if we don't get Joao Cancelo, we will probably go and get Ivan Fresneda, and I'm happy with Ivan Fresneda. But as long as we strengthen, I'm fine with that. I don't really mind as long as we strengthen and we get players in. I'm not too worried personally. That's just me, at least. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not too concerned. That is what's currently being happening over there, and we've been linked to so many different players that it's just going to be like this for the upcoming weeks. You're going to see so many different stories, so many different rumors, so many different situations. But yeah, Arsenal definitely he has a bigger incentive if he for Man City if he leaves and goes abroad than if he stays and he goes somewhere else. But yeah, it definitely does seem like he's 100% leaving Manchester City. We just need to find out if he's going to be going abroad or if he's going to be staying in the Premier League. And most likely, if he does stay in the Premier League, he will be most likely joining Arsenal Football Club. That is just what is happening at this moment in time. Now, I need to tell you guys a little story. There is a rumor going about a Lukaku thing. I don't know if you guys seen it, but Lukaku has been linked to Arsenal, and it's not like he's been linked because we are interested in Lukaku. No, Darren Bent from TalkSport was saying that he would rather have Lukaku than Gabriel Jesus. He was basically saying Jesus or Lukaku. Who would you have? And my question to you guys is, who would you have, Lukaku or Jesus? If we had Lukaku in that title race, do you think we'd be in a better situation? Do you think we would be in a better situation? Now, let me just go to this here to show you guys what I'm talking about. Some of you guys are just chatting absolute nonsense today in the comments. Romelu Lukaku tipped for Arsenal. Arsenal manager advised to consider Chelsea's loanee Romelu Lukaku, who currently is at Inter ahead of a summer transfer window. Darren Bent, when asked if Lukaku would be a good signing, said yes, without a doubt. I'm not getting rid of anyone, but I would have him, and he would get us more goals than Gabriel Jesus. What did Gabriel Jesus do this season for Arsenal? He was brilliant, but there is where things would be frustrating me because he wasn't in the box enough. And there are times with the ball where he's flashing across the box and there's no one there, where on the edge of the box. But Lukaku, I know he's there. I would start Jesus on the left maybe, and I don't know. If we start Jesus on the left and have Lukaku up top, that would mean it'd be a situation where you'd be benching Martinelli for. I don't know about that. I don't know how I feel about that article that I just read. But yeah, Arsenal have Darren Bent was talking about Jesus and Lukaku, and he was just basically saying that he would rather have Lukaku over Jesus. This was about 5 hours ago. He was talking about him, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I remember how bad he was for thing. I remember how poor he was. But if you guys had to pick, let me know right now. If you guys had to pick on a one-off game and you needed a striker, who would you rather pick? Who would you rather pick? Would you rather have Lukaku or would you rather have Jesus? Let me know in the comment section right now as we are almost on the final topic of the video. Yeah, there's really not too much more. We've already spoken about Mason Mount. We've already spoken about thing. I did a video yesterday where I spoke about Saliba's contract. He's not going nowhere, guys. I don't think you have anything to worry about there. Media are gonna spin that as much as they can to make it into something worse. We've also spoken about Asensio potentially going to West Ham. That is probably going to happen also. So keep an eye on that one. But regardless, there's nothing really else going on for the rest of the transfer content for today. I'm gonna do a video where I go more in depth and I talk about everything else. But let me know. I personally, I don't want Lukaku. Lukaku's not worth it. Trust me. I know United fans and Chelsea fans already know this. We're not gonna go and get Lukaku. But that comment right there, it was crazy. City wanted Jesus to play on the wing. He wanted to play in the 9. So Richarlison doesn't keep his place in the spot. That's true. And you know what? Richarlison kept his place and still didn't do nothing in the rest of the season. It's crazy. Jesus, what more can Jesus have done to start over him? Egal, you know the club are under FFP where getting this from the owner can only donate 150 million over 3 years. Adidas deal won't cover the transfers. You haven't made a profit in years. I think we're going to make a massive profit this summer with a lot of our young players that we're looking to sell. In addition to Granit Xhaka and Balogun and Kieran Tierney, we should be able to at least make around 100 million plus this transfer window in sales easily before we even go any further in spending any money. That's just me. I don't know about you guys, but I do think we're going to definitely go and do that this window. But yeah, a lot of people are always talking about Caicedo also. Caicedo is probably going to be offered to Caicedo is going to be probably offered to Chelsea. Brighton have oh wow. Look at this. So Brighton are offended by Arsenal's offer of 70 million for Caicedo. We also paid 50 million for Ben White, but then they sell Cucurella for 60 million to Chelsea and they offer him 30 million. No one knows what the hell's going on. Yeah, you know what? I need to show you guys something before we go, because there's something I seen about there's something I seen earlier and it kind of really got me thinking. Here it is. So it is understood that absolute Caicedo might be ending up at Chelsea, guys. This is the problem. I want him at Arsenal. Manchester United fans want him. Everyone wants Caicedo, but it's understood that Chelsea are absolutely want Caicedo this summer. However, they need to sell players in advance of the move. Chelsea plan to offload Mount, Gallagher, Kovacic to fund the move and to make space in the squad. This is one to watch. I'm telling you guys, Chelsea are going to get Caicedo. Arsenal are not going to sign Caicedo. We're going to have to go for Romelu Lavia. That is the situation, I think. Romelu Lavia is the one that we're going to have to go for, because at this moment in time, this guy, Romelu Lavia, is going to be what? 30, how much is he going to go for? 30 million? 40 million potentially? I think if we go for Lavia, we save ourselves the headache of having to go against Chelsea for Caicedo. And also, it's not just going against Chelsea for Caicedo. Understand that Chelsea, they have done a lot of work on this deal also, and the player is a fan of Chelsea. Like his favorite player is his favorite player is N'Golo Kante. But reportedly, Romelu Lavia has attracted interest from Manchester City, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Chelsea, and has a buyback clause at Manchester City. He would cost around 30 to 40 million. If we can't get Caicedo, I say we go get Lavia. Lavia is a quality player, and he'd be a great alternative. And he's already been doing it in the Premier League for Southampton last year. He absolutely bossed us at the Emirates in that game where we drew 3-3. I would probably go for Romelu Lavia as my alternative to Caicedo. That's just me, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section. That's it for today. There's not much more to really talk about. Today's a quick little video. You really rely, Egal, you really report anything. Bro, it's not anything. I've heard numerous rumors about Chelsea. I'm not going to lie to you. I've really heard a lot of rumors about Chelsea signing I've really heard a lot of rumors about Chelsea potentially signing Caicedo. It's just at this point, there's no concrete evidence that they're going to sign him. It's just we all know that Chelsea want to sign him massively. So we're just going to wait. I'm going to wait and see. You guys, sometimes it's going to be a lot of stuff where it's from credible journalists. Sometimes there's stuff from ITKs. But really and truly, I'm not really too bothered if we don't get Caicedo. I've kind of accepted the fact that we're not probably going to get Declan Rice and Caicedo. We're not going to get both, in my opinion. I think we're only going to get one. But yeah, big up to you, bro. If Arsenal don't get Caicedo, I think United will get him, if anything. United haven't made a move for that type of player yet. Let's see. Right now, United seem to be getting more attacking midfielders, or if they get Caicedo, though, that would be a quality player. He could play in 3 different positions for them with Casemiro, if Casemiro's not playing. But yeah, Caicedo wants Arsenal's first choice. Declan Rice is Arsenal's first choice, and honestly, guys, we're not going to know too much about the transfer window until the transfer window opens up and Arsenal actually start briefing people about what we want. All we know right now is that we want Declan Rice. We're looking at a striker. We're looking at defenders. We're looking at fullbacks. And we're not really looking for wingers anymore. We're more or less looking for just forwards that can play across the front 3 completely. So we're gonna have to wait and see where things go from there. But I'm gonna get back to work, guys. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day. I'll catch you guys later tonight on Vibes from the 6. I'm gonna do a panel of me, Kendo, Deji, and me, Kendo, Deji, and Cass. We're gonna do our team of the season. So yeah, please do check that out and have yourselves a wonderful day. Love for the love, people. Definitely just a quick little update today. Not really too much news to talk about today, so I wanted to make it as quick as possible. And you guys have yourselves a wonderful day. Man said Qatar is in, of course, bro. And I just want to say shout out to all the people in the comment section. I see all you guys. Big up to all the subscribers. And yeah, Jacob, United Red, Jamie, Rice, Ben in the house, Brand Music Review, all you guys in the comment section, you guys already have yourselves. You don't want the headache next year of Lukaku. That's true, bro. I definitely agree with you there. We don't want the headache of Lukaku. Jack Napier in the building. You already know what it is. Jamie saying Brighton is close to London. He's not going to Brighton. But yeah, you guys have yourselves a wonderful day. We're out of here, people. Don't know. 1 second, let me just make sure that I've covered everything. Have I spoken about all the things that we need to speak about for the day? Let me see. Yes, I think I have. And there you go. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Don't forget to put your reminder for the next video.
Here we go.